Get that out of the way first.
You all right?
How come intro's not playing?
I don't know. That's what I've been waiting for. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Series 6, Episode 24, Farkey Blinders. We will be back after we've run a manual intro because Jay's probably turned it off because he likes fiddling with stuff, not just computers.
Stop.
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and you are listening to the Ought to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Leeds are shit.
We're recording, you know.
Oh, shit.
We had a good start. I don't think we've got the personnel.
You can fucking laugh all you want, you absolute bellend.
I think about things. That's why you lot are idiots.
A melted version of a dick that's been shrink wrapped.
The absolute elite shithousery of this.
Yes, I was, of course, talking about cars. He does like fiddling with his cars, for those who know Jay. Good evening, gents. How are we both doing? I forgot to wear my midlife crisis cap tonight.
Yeah.
Flat-brimmed confidence. It's the
flat-brimmed confidence. Yeah.
Is it only a midlife crisis if it's flat-brimmed? Then, Gilly?
Oh yeah. This is fine.
Yeah.
For some arbitrary, completely unknown reason.
Any sort of difference of opinion of Gilly would be some sort of nonsense at play, wouldn't there?
Yeah,
of course.
But yeah, both keeping all right.
Better now. I've got a pint of Guinness.
Nice. Have you got one of those? Have you got one of those special pourer things that you can get?
Nitro Surge.
What are they called?
Yeah, Nitro Surge. That's right.
Yes, it did. On my recommendation.
Are they worth 25 quid?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
If you like Guinness, then absolutely. It's the closest you get to a proper looked after pint in a pub. So yeah, I would say so.
Nice.
As long as it's in a decent Guinness glass and not in a frigging cordial glass or whatever it is that usually drinks it out of.
No. I had a non-Guinness out of a Guinness glass. This is in the proper one. Look.
I'm sorry, but a few weeks ago you definitely drank Guinness out of some sort of beaker.
Yeah, but it wasn't a nitro.
Beverage.
It would rocket fuel. It was 7.5% from Nigeria, but it wasn't a charge.
Are you
See, even young Jason Keefe says, I hope it's in a proper glass. Because he knows you're a shithouse as well.
Jason sounds very Irish because it's O'Keefe. So he probably knows his
apologies.
Guinness. Yeah.
He's not called Jason Keefe.
At least he's not called Queef. Good evening. Anyway, so what's the? I mean, I don't really like it. I'm not a massive fan of Guinness. I'll be honest with you, but
it's beautiful fucking stuff.
Do you not have to buy special shaped cans or a special type of cans that go into this nitro?
It's a special cans. Yes, it's a special can, and if you get them on special, they're £7.50 each. No, £7.50 for four, but tend to be £8.50 to £9 for four.
See, another one. See, they all know you, Gilly.
Yeah, and then look at the follow-up. That was a bottle, last one. Totally different.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. It's like drinking squash out of a cup of tea cup, a proper mug. I can't have that. If you're drinking squash, it's got to be something clear. Because how else would you know how strong it is?
Yeah. I'm definitely an ambassador for drinking the appropriate fluid out of the correct beaker / glass / cup. Definitely, you can't be doing any of that cross contamination shit. No.
So are you quite particular on your if you're having a gin glass or a wine in a wine glass, that sort of thing?
Now listen, I'm not one for gin. I'm old school when it comes to gin. If it tickles me fancy, I will have a Bombay Sapphire and a bit of tonic with a slice and a bit of ice.
He's asking about the vessel though.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'm not on about what you have it with.
I don't have one of them fucking goldfish bowls with half a pissing Morrison's fucking fruit aisle floating around in the bastard. None of that shit. Straight up gin and tonic for me. Thank you very much.
No fruit or veg in drinks.
No, bollocks,
I don't know. I do like that stuff in summer that you can get. What's that called?
Don't do it. That bullshit they have at fucking Wimbledon.
Pims. I do like
that's
Pims.
it. Yeah, no. Somebody once tried to feed us free of charge Pims and cucumber and we were on a boat trip on Thames as a well done congratulations for a project, and we ditched as soon as we could and went to the pub instead.
Yeah, and sangria, Roland, I am completely with you. I'm partial to a bit of fruit and veg in a bit of salad in a drink, and I eat it afterwards as well.
I've heard you've eaten quite a few vegetables.
Cake is cake, whatever the baker.
Anyway, Birmingham at the weekend.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I did go. Yeah, I'm still not feeling great. Yeah, I'm still not great.
You look terrible.
And thanks. Yeah, I'm still not 100% like in me, like just across the board. But yeah, illness kicked in as well last week, so I was poorly as well as fucking down and just a load of shit. So I thought I'm going to try and cheer myself up and go watch Leeds absolutely dominate Birmingham. Well, that didn't help at all, did it? Yeah, got on more sad than I probably left, really. But yeah, it was one of them. I felt that it was the magic of the cup for them. You know, it was their biggest game this season, arguably, and they were really up for it. And for me, the best team probably lost that tie this weekend.
Yeah, I'd agree, definitely. I think we escaped there. It's a good result for us, I suppose, if we wanted to start an FA Cup run and stuff. But yeah, I agree. I think we definitely got away with one. They were the more deserving of the two teams, I think. I think it took us a while to even start laying a glove on. In fact, it took us until introducing Ampadu well into the second half or whatever for us to actually start playing football, because we were terrible. And that's no besmirch on them. I'm not gonna take anything away from them. They played really well. I'm not going to say they were excellent and we were really shit. We weren't really, really shit. It was just it were like we'd never played frigging football together. And I just think the quality was not there, and it was terrible. Sometimes I think we sometimes, especially if it's a lower sort of league team, quite a few times it happened in the Championship where we would play at their level, maybe down a little bit. And I think that was certainly the case, although they seemed to knock it up a level, did Birmingham. I think they played excellent, and we were very, very lucky to get away with I nearly said it, get away with a point there. We didn't get away with a point.
All right, Karen Carney.
But it felt like it. I was like, please just end this. I can't be asked. This is shit. It was an hard watch, wasn't it? It was a very hard watch.
It was tough. It was tough, especially that first half.
That first, I haven't put the momentum in there today, but the momentum did not feel anything like the game. Sorry, it's the wrong way around. The momentum actually did feel like the game. Sorry, I thought we were at the top. Yeah, no, it did. It absolutely did. Some of these players that allegedly should be knocking on Farker's door for starting week in, week out, didn't do themselves any favours. I think Buonanotte was probably the worst player on the pitch for me. Yeah. I thought Tanaka was shite. I thought Nonto was crap. I thought Okafor was quite poor in the majority. I just didn't think I think our best player was probably James Justin up until sort of later on in that. That's saying something when you're right half of your centre back. It wasn't half. We played three at the back, but you know what I mean. To the right hand side of the three. Was your best player. It's not great, is it? Even Jamari Gray looked half decent.
Yeah, and I think there's an element, and I know what you were saying about no besmirching them, Smarty, but without being any level of quality, they were just up for it in a way that we weren't. And I know people talk about it's their cup final, and you say, I mean, I've got the momentum graph, I've put it in the media assets, but it is their biggest game of the season. We were there, weren't we? When we played Everton, when we played Spurs, when we were looking at those big games, when we were League One Championship, we relished being able to play against the Premier League side. So it's not a surprise, and they're on a good run as well. But they were just at it in a way that we weren't. And I think the biggest disappointment, as we said in the group afterwards, and as you just articulated there, is those players all feel like they're worth a starting berth, and none of them did anything to actually show that was the case.
I think that's a bit of a disjustice actually on Perry, because I think he probably is the only one who probably played
Even
well
then, I
enough
mean, that save that he made that he put onto the post was absolutely miraculous, and none of our other keepers do that. Darlow don't make that save. Melier definitely doesn't.
Well, he's made them sort of saves a few times, though.
Perry has, but there were other times when he could have come for the ball and he was still rooted. He still doesn't seem to have that decision making that we're looking for him to have. It is.
That's his biggest issue. That's his biggest flaw, should I say?
Yeah, there's times that you're thinking, I should have come for that. There's times he comes and stops, and you're thinking, where the fuck are you going? You shouldn't be coming for that. And if he could sort that bit of his game out, I'd have no concerns at all. So I don't think he necessarily played particularly badly.
Do you think that comes with confidence, though? And I know he had plenty of playing time earlier on in the season. And he was still making those mistakes, but we're asking him to come to a brand new style of football. You compare it to where he came from in France, and it is chalk and cheese. I know it's the same game ultimately on paper and whatever else, and still played in the same amount of players in that. But the games are completely polar opposites in terms of the style that they play. But I don't think as a goalkeeper that should make all that much difference. But when you're playing to such an elite level as these guys are, it probably is quite a substantial difference. And I think a lot of that coming off your line, and that does come with confidence. And we saw Melier never really got confident with it. If anything, Melier was probably one of our best for it, one-on-ones and coming out and swarming the ball. But
giving us all a heart attack.
Yeah, probably too often, in fact. Yeah. But yeah, for me, I is that a confidence thing? Do we think deep down that Perry is actually our best goalkeeper, but he's just missing something? He could be missing up. We don't know what's going on with him personally as well. There could be loads of contributing factors that actually we're just not talking about because we don't know about them, which is fair enough. But for me, as you rightly said, there's not another Leeds United goalkeeper that makes that save onto the post. Not in a million years, and not a goalkeeper for some time that we've had either that I don't think makes that save. So he's clearly got the credentials and he's got the ability to be really good for us. But do you think that might change Farker's mind? I know we'll come on to Villa in a bit, but do you think he did enough to potentially put a bit of a question mark on Farker, or is he made up now with with his Welsh contingent, with the understanding between Rodon and Darlow?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because trying to second guess Farker, you can always come unstuck because he does like to trip us up from time to time. But I think so. To answer the first question, yes, absolutely. The decision making in any form of your life, anything. If you're not confident about something, you're going to second guess yourself and you're going to delay making a decision. And when you do that, especially at Premier League level, you get punished. That's exactly what happened against Scum, isn't it? He wants Shaw. He still wants Shaw. He made a decision and then backtracked on his decision, got caught in no man's land, and we conceded. And that's what happens at this level. You get punished if you're not. So experience and getting up to speed and all of those things, yeah, absolutely. I think those are factors. I think he's got all of the capabilities. His kicking sometimes is questionable, but he gets enough distance on it for it not to be such a problem because he's not immediately bringing heat on us, because it tends to get near the halfway line or beyond it, even if it goes out for a throw. So it's not like somebody's then quickly taking a throw in and they're at our box. So that's less of an issue, but that decision-making process that he goes through, I think if you change that significantly, he'd be far and away our best keeper, I think. Darlow's all right. He's steady away. But there's a reason that he's still at our place and not somewhere else, not further up the table. So, I think there are truisms to what you're saying. And if we give him time, he might get there. He's got the credentials to be able to do it. He's got the attributes to be able to get there. It's how much can you afford?
No, and Debs makes a great point here, actually. It's about the players around him and their confidence in him. If they haven't got the confidence in him, and Darlow just brings that little bit more, less nervousness, shall we say? I think Darlow's got a mistake in him. We saw that only last week and the week before. He's got a mistake in him. So, yeah. So,
we don't know that the players aren't confident in Perry or Darlow, though. I think he brings a little bit of calm to the fans, and I think it's the fans' reaction. And I think Fark has learnt a lot from the issues that Melier had in the last, from his entire existence, let's be honest. But certainly the last season, the season beforehand, when he made constant mistakes and really, really badly costly mistakes, to kind of shield that player, get him out of the firing line, get him out of the limelight, put someone else who was a relatively safe option in Darlow. Darlow's a decent enough player, get him stuck in there, get Perry a bit more training, let the heat die down a little bit off him. But there is no doubt in my mind that Perry is the best goalkeeper. He is quality. Yes, he has a mistake in him, but which goalkeeper doesn't? Every goalkeeper does. We paid £16 million for him. I don't think he was Farker's choice. I don't think he was the club's first choice, but it was a compromise on both parties. And it's 16 million quid to us. That's a massive, massive amount of money. But for really a top European keeper, that's kind of ground level sort of money that we need to be spending. So we can't really expect the earth. He'll do a job. Yeah, sometimes he looks like he's running through treacle, but he doesn't have to pull off some fantastic saves. And I think he's good enough for us at the minute, give or take a mistake.
Yeah, Mark says it'd be harsh to drop Darlow when he's not really done anything wrong, but he did actually make that howler, didn't he? Was it against? Was it Arsenal?
No,
the big one recently.
When he threw it in
Newcastle?
his own goal. Well, it might have been Arsenal. Yeah.
I
It was
can't remember. Anyway, but
second goal, wasn't it? Or something?
It was. Yeah. So I mean, with it, as you said, keepers do have a mistake, and it's about finding that balance in it where you're comfortable and confident in your goalkeeper. They make a mistake and they make one as rarely as possible, I suppose, is probably the nice way of putting it. Richard Hogan said this is Perry's first season in the UK. He's 18 months, a fair amount of time for him to get fully up to speed. I think that's plenty. And as a professional footballer, I think that's probably fair. I think by sort of Christmas next season, we should probably know whether or not he's ever going to be our number one for however long to come. So, let's just drop back into the game itself a little bit then. And I mean, to go in 0-0 at half time was a bonus. I felt they probably could have been 2-3 up maybe, but for Perry and Bornow, I think made a decent block in the first half.
There were a few players that were flying in with blocks. Goodmanson, brilliant, well-timed sliding block as well. There were quite a few blocks flying in everywhere. So the defence actually, the defence were actually doing pretty well. I mean, I just about saw it, Gilly, to be fair, because I was doing a lot of scrolling. Because honestly, I was fucking bored, senseless.
There were other Perry saves as well. There were one from Demarai Gray where Gray really hit it quite well, and Perry dealt with it pretty well. We could have got something up the other end. I'm not saying that we deserve something on balance of the overall half, but was it Longstaff had a long range effort and it nearly snuck into the bottom corner? We had some chances in that first half. It's just they had almost all of the play, but then you also look at Vicente and that disgusting dive he did. I'd have really felt for Longstaff if 2 games in a row, 2 dives saw decisions go against him, because the one against Chelsea were just horrendous. But that Vicente one were bad as well. But I think in that first half you can't get away from it. They outfought and outran and outmuscled. They got in our faces. They handled us really, really well, and albeit we'd made a lot of changes. We'd changed the entire spine. The keeper was changed. Rodon was on the bench. Ampadu was on the bench. DCL was on the bench. So, we didn't have our spine of our team, but we had a lot of players that some fans have been looking at and saying, why aren't we giving them a chance? And they were given a chance. Now, we've made several changes all at once, and that does disrupt a little bit. But in isolation, you ought to be able to look at 1 or 2 performances and go, do you know what? That player really, really wanted to get a grip of this game and really wanted to make a difference. And I think at half time, you're looking around and you're going, nobody really has.
Just on, you mentioned about the squad and the changes and things. Fark's come under a bit of criticism online with regards to that game. From your usual suspects, with regards to the players that he'd used in that game. So obviously we had Gabby playing loads of minutes. We had Bogle playing quite a lot of minutes. We had obviously Ampadu coming off the bench. DCL came on as well. Justin
bench as well, didn't
he? He did come off the bench, in the second half for, I think it was actually Aronson or somebody. No, it wasn't. It was It was Okafor, I think, if I remember off the top. No, it was Okafor.
No, Boga came on for Okafor, but it was quite late on, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
but
was.
Then we obviously had extra time.
Yeah, so that's it's giving us flashbacks to Rodrigo against Accrington Stanley when he came on, and we're bringing DCL on again in a cup where, with respect, a lot of fans wouldn't have been overly bothered if we'd have gone out at this stage of the cup. I'll be honest. I think our main prerogative is to stay in this league, and we'll probably sacrifice a run in the cup. I probably said it a little bit. What's the best way of saying it? A little bit tongue in cheek when I said I'm not too bothered about the cup. I'd love to go on a great cup run, and there's every potential with the way we're playing that up against, depending on where we're playing and who against, we could actually make Wembley in the semi-finals. You know what I mean? Especially with the draw as well.
So
it's bullshit that it's at Wembley, though, isn't it?
It is bullshit. It is bullshit.
Yeah,
it is. But do you think that was a smart move, firstly, by Daniel Farker, or do you think he's rightly deserving the criticism for risking players that potentially should have had a bit more rest?
I think whatever decision he was going to make, it would have been the wrong one. He's never going to please absolutely everyone, as we all know. I think for me personally, I don't like to see too many changes. Like you've already said, Luke, the whole spine of the team was changed. I think there are some players that some of the fringe players that you would kind of hope that they would perform against a mid-championship team, which Birmingham are. They would be able to pull up trees and do a little bit, but again, they're out of form, they're out of minutes. They are playing football, they are training, etc. But playing at Thorpe Arch and playing down at what is it, St Andrews? I can't remember the chuffing name of the bloody.
St Andrews.
Yeah, it is St Andrews, isn't it?
Yeah.
Down there, it's a difficult fixture. It always has been. It's a difficult place to go, and obviously they were up for it, etc. And I just think a few of the players that we were kind of counting on to make a decent performance just didn't, and kind of fizzled away. Unfortunately, the bit parts that our senior members, so our starting 11, sort of made in drips and draps, they weren't as. I think Ampadu massively changed it, as I've already said, and then the inclusion of a few others. We started to get Aronson on and DCL and Bogle, etc. Then you start to get a little bit of rhythm. I think we were quite wasteful towards the latter stages of the half. I think there were a couple of times when we could have squared it to one of our players. I think DTL took a shot when he could have squared it to Longstaff. And there were a couple of other opportunities where we couldn't really.
Pirro, I think. It was free at the back post on his own.
I remember Pirro being on one of them, and I think Longstaff were on the other. Whichever one it was, I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, I think the fringe players really haven't covered themselves in glory. And I think if I'm a board member and I'm looking at that, thinking these guys are up to it. I mean, we know that we're going to need better team members. We're going to need better players going forward if we maintain our position in the Premier League, etc. But really, I think it needs to put a few arguments to bed as to whether Tanaka should be starting and Monto should be starting, based on them sort of performances where they really should be making a bloody good performance. Caveat that with Derby, when we absolutely blasted them. Yeah. Derby was 6th in their league now. We absolutely dicked them. It's just chalk and cheese performance in it. So is it a bad performance and those players didn't, perform well, or is it, is it an accumulation of all sorts of different things? I don't know. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. We're through. Now we've got the fucking 6-fingered tractor boys coming up to Elland Road, haven't we? So
it's not the tractor boys. That's
Ipswich.
Isn't it?
Canaries and little birds.
They're all web finger wankers, aren't they? Down there.
Same thing, aren't they? Yeah, that wouldn't annoy them at all. Yeah, I think I just on a quick one on that point is you're not going to please everybody all the time, but I agree with you, Luke, and I've had a lot of stick online about the fact that one person said, would you go for a cup win and relegation, or would you not have a cup win and stay up and be guaranteed survival? And I'm like, give me survival, because you have to be at top table. You have to be at the top table. We would all love a good cup run. We would absolutely adore a cup win. But at the cost of relegation, I just can't do that. And I have to start all over again and have to see our best players go and not being able to go and build and sign exciting players and play in the top league. The reason the Championship exists is to play second fiddle to the Premier League. Now, it's very exciting when you're good. But if you do that too often and you get asset stripped too often, eventually you end up back in the cycle that we were in before.
Yeah. I think for me, I completely agree. The cup has certainly lost its magic over the last, probably, I would say, 10 years since the mega money, probably maybe 15 years since the mega money got involved in the Premier League. And
just sold its soul with National League when they got rid of replays. That's a massive deal.
Yeah.
It's
ruined it.
It's just unfortunate now that there's more benefit in finishing 17th in the Premier League than winning the FA Cup.
It is, but albeit, but it still is, isn't it? It's the difference of 130 million pounds, whatever it is.
Wigan win, didn't we? Was it Wigan who won it one year and got relegated and played in Europe?
And now they're in League One.
Yeah,
I mean, it just goes to show what how football is nowadays. I mean, 20, 30 years ago, it didn't matter if you were down at the bottom of the league; you'd still give the league, the cup a good go. And you would expect your starting 11 to not change, and just like they did decades ago. There's obviously, if you've seen the Dandy United, there's a famous video of them all walking up the streets of Derby, of all behind Don Revie, all of the starting 11 players, Billy Bremner, etc. That was the magic of the cup. No one wants to go and see fucking our second fiddle team. Imagine being like Macclesfield or whatever, and they're playing one of the top chuffing teams. They don't want to see all the fucking kids playing. They want to see the best of the best, even if they know they're going to get absolutely dicked. That's the point. That's the point.
How do we fix that then? How do we fix that with the FA Cup? If we were going to sit here now, how are people going to sit? Well, I'll tell you how they fix it. They make the value of winning the FA Cup, making it financially viable to actually be competitive the following year. If you go and win that FA Cup, it should be on a pyramid scale as well, based on where you are, where you finished the season before. So if you've just been promoted, you win more money for winning the cup. If you're one of the top four, you win less money for winning the cup. Make it more attractive to teams to actually go to fucking win the thing, and that's how you
£2 million. £2 million. That's one place in the league. It's nothing.
It's not even.
It's £6 million for winning European Cup for Europa. It's the prestige of it and whatever else, but £2 million for winning. That's the same
sort of difference between 17th and 16th and 15th in the Premier League.
That's what I mean.
Why modern football has ruined it all, because people, the teams, especially in the higher ends, Championship and Premier League, that are absolutely skint, or most are, and crying out for that funding for money, would much rather concentrate on the league position than FA Cup, because FA Cup brings you fuck all, and realistically they're not going to win. Whereas concentrating on the league and getting higher and maintaining your position in that Premier League, etc., is much more important, because it's financial stability, because the rest of it's gone to fucking shit, because everything's more expensive. On a whole scheme, right? If you're in a League 2, League 3, Championship sort of season, Division 1 sort of level football club, your season ticket money won't have gone up that much over the last, 10, 15, 20 years. Not that much. Not in comparison to like Premier League teams or whatever. Which in the grand scheme of things is a fucking drop in the ocean in regards to funding to a Premier League team. But you look at the comparison between how much money these Premier League squads are spending and having to spend to maintain their position in that league, compared to what League 1 and League 2 are spending. It's pennies versus multi-million pounds. And that's the problem. And this is why the big teams are concentrating on the league, and the other teams are like, this is going to be great. We'll go on a cup run and I'm going to get dicked anyway. He's just ruined it all. The money has ruined football.
Would Ian's idea resolve it if the winners were to get a Champions League spot?
So the Champions League is part of it, isn't it? Because there's now 48 teams in it. It's not the champions anymore. It's not to do with the Champions League, is it? It's the top 5 in our in the Premier League this season will qualify. It's not champions anymore. I think the Cup Winners' Cup made sense, but it's not that anymore. There was prestige that's not associated with the Europa Cup. The Europa Cup's almost also runs because the Champions League where's to be. Like I said, 6 million for winning a genuine European trophy. That's nothing. That's less than the start of this
season. At the start of this season, there was 9 teams in the Premier League playing in Europe in European competitions. That's almost half the division.
And that's another side to it, is there's so much money in the Premier League that nobody can. This goes back to what we were saying about going on a cup run at the cost of the league. That then puts you out of it, and the longer you spend out of it, the greater that disparity becomes. And as Smarty was saying, you know, there's sides there that are in that cabal that the longer you spend out of it, including if it's only 1 or 2 seasons, the longer you spend out of it, the more the likes of Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, you know, not your ESL clubs, but those clubs that are wanting, Fulham, that are wanting to break into that top half of the table and try and remain there. Those sides are ahead of us. They are ahead of us because they've had more money than we've had. And if you look at the squads and you look at the money that they've had, absolutely. But they are ahead of us in terms of their playing squad and in terms of the money that they've been able to bring in. They are ahead of us. And that's why it's absolutely crucial that we survive this season, because otherwise we'll be back down again and they'll continue building. And you know, that cycle will just continue. And I honestly, I don't think it can be fixed. I really don't, because it's ESL by another name now anyway. So it's a case of make the best of it and enjoy the highs when they happen, because I don't think it can be fixed unless there's. I don't know if you remember the root and branch suggestions that were made by Mickey P. Kerr about totally changing the way that the entire sport is set up, and it needs DCMS, it needs independent arbiters, it needs the power taken away from the Premier League, and until you do that, you're not going to change a thing, because it's not in their vested interest. It's not in the Premier League's vested interest, is it, to change it?
Nah. Absolutely not. When they're making money out of it, why would they? When they're making billions of pounds, why on earth would they change anything?
They don't want an even keel for the other clubs, do they? Because then it's not weighted in their favour anymore.
Yeah. So the book that you're talking about, he actually came on a bit of a chat with us about. It's called "Football: The People's Shame: How to Revolutionise a National Sport," and he did go into some great detail on that. So if you haven't read or watched that one, it's certainly worth watching. Right, let's try and move on slightly from the FA Cup. Now we know it's football's a shit show, and it's
now we've attempted to fix it.
Yeah,
yeah. Second half are better. Ampadu's brilliant. DCL's great, and we scraped through. And fucking hell, we won on pens. Wow.
I know. Yeah. I'll tell you what. One thing has disappointed me, and I'll come on to. I just know I said I want to move on, but how poor Buonanotte looks, and I know he's not played a lot of football. But I expected this guy to come in, hit the ground running, and be a difference maker, and he looked anything but for me. That's really, really.
I think it's too early to judge him. Give him a few more weeks yet. I think
it's clearly a quality player.
If you look at the rest of but you look at the rest of the players, they were getting we were getting bullied left, right, and centre. You know, and that kind of player ain't going to start getting stuck here. I mean, Aronson, bless him. You know. 9 times out of 10, he will absolutely fly into some challenges and stuff. Whether he comes back with ball or not, you know, that's up to him. But you know, when you're comparing, like, you know, from a stature sort of, you know, stature wise, they're quite a similar build, aren't they? And Buonanotte didn't look like he wanted anything to do with it on Sunday. You know, and I just think, you know, it wasn't the right environment for him to excel in. Maybe it might be against Villa or, you know, another team. We might see the better of him, or we don't, and we just tell him to fuck off and send him back to Brighton. Toolpit. Off you go, old cock. See you in a bit.
Yeah. It's just I think I expected more, especially in that type of game. I just thought it was his opportunity to show us how good he could be. We'll move on. Anyway, next round of the Cup, as you said, Smarty, we haven't got the Tractor Boys. We've got the Canaries in the similar area of the country. So Norwich at home.
Home tie. Get in.
A home tie. So, I mean, that's quite a good draw, I would say, from all the other 15 teams that were available.
Yeah.
There were worse.
I fully expected to get Arsenal.
Yeah. At the Emirates.
Yeah.
They're quite low down in the league as well, aren't they, Norwich?
They were doing really bad, but they've hit a run of form recently. I think they've been doing all right. Yeah, they were in the relegation zone for ages, and then I think they've tried to.
And then Leicester have benefited him.
Yeah. So they've tried. They have hit a bit of form, so they have been quite good. Who did they beat in the last round? Who did they beat to get through? Do you know?
They've won 5 out of their last 6. And I mean, they're still in 17th. So you're right. The 6 places above the relegation zone, and that is Leicester. That's the top side in the relegation zone. But they have won. You are right. They're on a good run. They've won 5 out of 6. And in the last round, they beat West Brom, who were on an awful run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I remember last time we played Norwich in the cup, we had to go to penalties again as well. I think Rob Green, would it Rob Green? I think Rob Green was the star of the show. I think he saved a couple of pens, and I was sitting in the cop watching him. That were a good game. That I think that was it Monk season, that one. I think possibly, but yeah. Hopefully we don't go to penalties. I think I'd like to take this next phase seriously and field a decent enough team and just get through to quarters and see what we can do.
No, I agree. Just really quickly, I wasn't singling out Buonanotte. I also, if you was here from the start, said Nonto was shit, Tanaka was shit, but Buonanotte specifically, I think I expected more from, just because I haven't seen that much of him. It wasn't singling out for any specific reason other than the weight of expectation. Maybe that came because we were after him so tirelessly in the summer, and then when we finally got him in the winter break, then you expect somebody like of that quality to come in against a mid-table championship side to actually stand out slightly. I think is probably what I expected.
And I think that's absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. You want him to elevate himself above and be that touch of quality and obviously be that next level up. And he just wasn't that. And I know match sharpness. He's not had a pre-season, whatever else, but the quality should still be there, and it just won't.
No, I mean, we did see it against Derby, and a few of the fringe players did excel versus Derby. Pirro looked, as good as he ever has been in, at that level, etc. I think Nonto played well. These games are the ones where you want to see these sort of players that haven't had much minutes to go in and prove a point. Say, look, I'm here. I'm knocking on the door. I'm ready to go. And they didn't. But again, like we've already said, probably for the last time now, they were all shit, really, barring a couple of players that were half decent. They were all crap, really, weren't they?
Yeah. Steve Brown with the comment of the day so far. So get into contact for your bottle opener if anyone's got any left. After the surprise of the home cup draw, my wife said she wanted to spice up our sex life by playing doctors and nurses. So I've put her on a trolley and left her in a hallway for 24 hours.
Excellent.
Wow. Welcome along, Steve.
It's like a Dear Deirdre sort of thing.
Yeah, did revive, haven't we? A bit going on. Right, we'll move on to everybody's. Not yet. If you do see a favourite comment of the day, please do flash it up, guys. And the winner will get a look when I find them. We'll get a free bottle opener.
A nice red bottle opener.
Yeah, that's all that's left now is red. Red ones that nobody ever wanted. Right, moving on to favourite part of the week for me.
Hey, has got a shit tick this week, my little spat of fact.
Yes, shit take of the week time. Now, there's been a lot of shit takes, so I did have to go through and just basically just try and pick 4 quickly because we all forgot we were on tonight, didn't we, lads? At 7:30. But we did get told at 1 o'clock or 1:30, and we all agreed, and then we're like, oh shit, we're on in like an hour. So yeah, that was apologies. That was partly my fault. We'll start with shit take. Who's behind door number 1? Let's have a look. Here's our Graham with a quick recap. First up, we have got Chris Smith. I'll let you have a guess about who he is talking about here, but he does refuse to accept that we're not utilising a winner with this calibre of crossing technique in a team built around Dominic Calvert-Lewin. First of all, let's have a guess. Who do you think he's talking about, firstly?
He's not talking about Nonto, surely.
You've hit it, then every team won. He's talking about winning Nonto.
But he was really poor.
and I think for me the real question mark around that is we haven't played since we've been playing well. We haven't played with fucking wingers.
No, we haven't.
I mean, we do sometimes go back to the 4-3-3 depending on whether the 5-3-2, 3-5-2 is working or not. He does tend to mix his formations up as the game's progressing, but typically it's a 5-3-2, 3-5-2 formation. It's Bogle and Goodmanson that are flying down the wings, really, rather than having an out-and-out winger.
But I think for me, the reason that was highlighted as a shit take is right, we're doing all right playing this new system, but let's fucking rip up the form book. Let's just go back to what we know, and put in somebody who's been shit for the last 2.5 years.
Let's go back to how we were playing at the start of the league when Farkey nearly lost his job because we were fucking dog shit. Let's go back to that. Because fuck it, why not? We're doing well, like you say. We're getting to the latter stages of the season. Why not just throw a fucking good old
Let's try something else out there. Yeah,
let's throw it all away. Fuck it. This is getting too good, is this? We're having too much of a good time. It seems like we're going in the right direction. Pull the fucking handbrake on, Deborah. Let's fucking go back that way. Let's try something completely different, eh? Fucking idiots. Yeah, honestly, it blows my fucking mind. This is why I've constantly thought about completely deleting Twitter, because there are some fucking knobgoblins on there that just do not have a clue, do they?
Well, if you're going off Twitter because of the shit opinions, make sure you don't go back to Facebook. Because it's no better.
Oh, God. That's a fucking minefield, isn't it? Facebook. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Who's behind door number 2? Oh, our good friend Liam LUFC. This is on the back of. I don't know if
Ramazani scores 1 goal.
When you say ours,
you've all seen it, then you've seen Ramazani.
I've not seen this. No. This is new on me. But I'm just assuming this is just off the fact that Ramazani scored 1 goal and that's it. He's good enough for us.
Do not get me wrong. It was an absolute fucking belter of a goal.
It was.
And it was a pearler. But all of a sudden now, Daniel Farker is fucking the worst manager since sliced bread. Ramazani doesn't need to improve. He's fit and sharp enough to be good enough in the Prem. He needs to play. He wasn't good enough in the fucking Championship.
Nope, he was not. He needs to do himself a favour and tie his shoelaces to a couple of fucking bricks and throw himself off a bridge. That lad.
Nice.
Some absolutely shocking fucking takes him.
That is
some fucking stuff. He's just another bedwetter that's just got absolutely fucking no football knowledge whatsoever. And he's one of them sort of guys who tries to get on the right side of all the fucking shitheads and just tweets bollocks. Just pure bollocks. It's like, do you ever read what you send? Do you ever just look at it and think, these words are fucking complete and utter bullshit. Fuck it, send. Let's see who else agrees with me. Let's see if we can trigger some people. Because there's no way.
It was a great goal, but this is the same guys that said Mateo Joseph.
Patrick Bamford scored one of the fucking best goals I've ever seen any Leeds United player scored in my fucking life against some fucking bin men in League One. Fucking mint. So fucking what? He scored a decent goal, one decent goal in how has he scored? Like 3 or 4 goals this season.
I'm on your team here, Smarty. Don't get
in the fucking Farmers La Liga. It's like pissing Scottish League. There's only 2 fucking decent teams in it. The rest of them are dog shit. The fucking plumbers and plasterers and fucking farmers. That's all they are. It's like, oh, don't get me started. Fucking Ramazani, suck a dick.
Next, door number 3. Who's under trap door number 3? Oh, that's our other friend, the notorious corporate AK, the Liverpool fan. So he says, 49ers a terrible January. Fark failing to include the only January signing. I'm talking about Buonanotte here, by the way, in the squad for the biggest game of the season. All it's going to take is 1 goal. Toxicity is rising into him. Fark out, 49ers out. Let's get our club back.
The biggest game of the season is that Notts Forest.
So I think this was the Forest game. So this was because we haven't done a main pod. So this was pre-Birmingham. I mean, Notts Forest is our biggest game of the season.
It's an opinion.
Personally.
It is an opinion.
I mean, it's a shit one because we went on to.
There she is.
There she is. Is there a slice of cheese with it?
Bell. He needs to get a little bell. Ding, 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 ding. So he can start hitting it. Ding,
I'm not even finished yet. She's just keeping me topped up.
Where is she? Come on.
Do you know what? Do you know what makes that shit take even worse? The fact that we went on to fucking absolutely destroy Forest. And beat him comfortably. You know what I mean?
It's quite incredible, really, isn't it? But then if you don't support Leeds and you support Liverpool, then
you don't really care, do you?
You're gonna have odd takes, aren't you?
Yeah. And finally, could it be door number 4 who goes on with our lucky number shit take of the week this week? And this is Aiden LUFC, and he says, can we collectively agree it's time to stop singing the Berardi song? He wasn't good at football, lads, and we have players like Roden who are giving everything and get no recognition from the stands. which, by the way, is false because Joe Rogan does have a song.
Which one of those takes is the worst one?
And Mark Brooks goes on to say it was a complete liability. Don't get me wrong, he had a red card in him, so I get the complete liability, but it was a liability. A complete liability is nothing but false. It was a liability. He did have a red card in him, and he was a bit of a hothead, shall we say? But to say he was absolutely dogger at football and the player just bled Leeds, didn't he? I think these are clearly people who don't go watch football games live and just soak in the atmosphere from their LG TV. Do you know what I mean?
And it's a great song. So if you don't want to be in stands and sing a song, then don't go in stands.
Ooh,
fine.
But
here
she is. Here she is.
Ooh.
Tell them, Deb.
Let's say.
But
I
love the Berra song, and I love Berra.
I was going to say the same about Beckford. He wasn't the world's greatest footballer we've ever had, but he's an icon of the club. Both Matteo and Beckford.
Do you know what it is? These types of people are probably dying for the second that we turn into this touristy club and start singing LA, LA, LA and fucking all the dog shit normal fucking songs.
So that Aiden saying stop chanting that I think he's saying that because he's the one that shared the Gabby Goodmanson chat, the fullback from Sweden chant. I don't know if you've seen that. It's not bad, but I think he's got ulterior motives here. He just wants his chant to do well, so let's get rid of some other chants. It's like, but hang on a minute, we like those chants, and there's nothing wrong with having new ones. We really enjoyed the Furpo chant. It's one of the best in recent years for me. The salt and pepper. So I think it doesn't really matter that you've got a new chant that you want somebody to try out. It don't matter at all, does it?
That's not.
You can still have your old ones. We still do Leeds United Calypso and Play All the Way, and we love those songs. So there's no wrong with having new songs and old.
Berra was notoriously Leeds, wasn't it? He played like a Leeds player. That's what
literally played on our behalf.
Yeah.
The Leeds Lion.
So,
they used to call
Paul
him.
is live. We've got Bring Back Willie, fuck it. Ramazani back flipping back into Prem. And we've got Fark out after Forest win. And then we've got Swap Berra song for LA. So go post your vote to the poll and we will come back just before the end at some stage, if we remember to do the shit take of the week.
Hey, has got a shit take this week, my little sparrow fact.
Do you know what I think would be really good? If we could somehow get the blind date music in the background whilst going through the options. I think
blind date.
And do like a bit of a Shrek intro to each one and give them like a proper actually do some research before rather than reading it live.
We can do that. I can put a bed on it if you want. No problem.
You can do that. I believe you can. Let's do it. Right. He has the tools to do it on the bed. Let's go through a few. Let's go through a few of our chats, our starred comments from tonight that we've not managed to get through. Liam B agrees. Buonanotte is nowhere near a Premier League player. He was pushed off the ball nearly every time he tried receiving it, or every time he received it. Sorry, very, very lightweight. It did remind me of a first season Aronson. He played very much similarly. Lost the ball quite a lot. Went down very easily. Didn't win a lot. Just the ball. His first touch wasn't great.
I don't even think we saw even anything remotely like Aronson. I mean, Aronson used to run with ball and lose it every time, but I don't even think. I think he attempted two. I think he had two dribbles, and I think he got tackled twice. I think that's all he did. Buonanotte. He did absolutely fuck all. I think the centre spot did more than Buonanotte that game.
Cole. I agree. I agree with you, Liam. I agree with you, but I wasn't singling him out. Whoever it was who said I was singling him out, because that would be bullying. Richard Hogan says, should we go after James Trafford in the summer? I think we worry about that when the season's finished, but absolutely would go for somebody like James Trafford, even if he cost us 25-30 million. Get rid of Perry for what we paid if we could. Get 15-10 back for him. Get Melee off the books. He'll be gone anyway. He would be my first choice. If I'm honest with you.
No guarantees Trafford will do well in the Premier League compared to how we did in the Championship as well. You got fucking. I mean, Birmingham City is a quality fucking, example of how good you have to be in the Premier League compared to how shit you can be in the Championship. You look at the chances that they squandered in the Championship.
Yeah.
In Premier League against a decent enough outfit and on us on our day, you're not going to be squandering them sort of chances. Their keeper got away very fucking lightly. And they didn't.
And that Osman,
really.
if that Osman could finish, it could have been 5 before time.
Yeah, this is
You
what
had
I mean.
so
like,
many
they should
chances.
have battered us, man. So.
But I am just going to call you up on something, Smarty, because Buonanotte actually had 3 dribble attempts.
3, not 2.
None of them
2
successful.
2 was an absolute wild stab in the dark, so I want a million mile away, to be fair.
He was 3, and he lost possession 10 times.
Oh, well, there. Excellent.
How do you lose possession 10 times from 3 dribble attempts? Just tackled without dribbling.
Either that or, I guess, an incomplete pass, maybe?
Yeah, incomplete passes, yeah. Fucking hell, that's poor, though, isn't it? Ian Ward surprising himself tonight by agreeing with Smarty.
That's not good news, that Ian. Do you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself?
It's a slippery slope, Ian.
Go stick your thermometer up your bum and just check everything's all right.
You have to take out whatever's in there first.
Your tongue bit sounds of it.
Surely that's
anyway.
Wow.
Carl's here tonight.
After that gammer.
After that gammer, do you think it should be?
Why are you talking like a farmer?
Bristol.
Right there, do you think I should be showing the board? See?
How soft were you outside the starting 11? Anyway, yeah. So basically, what Carl's trying to say is, does it show to the board that we have got a good starting 11, and then pretty much no more bite after that back? Do you think the summer will be more? I think the summer that we will. If we stay up, I think the summer will be massive amounts of money spent.
You think?
I think we have to do.
Yeah.
We need a good overhaul of that squad.
I think there are aspects that have come at the wrong time because all of the spending legislation changes this summer, and I think there might be a lot of clubs that are nervous about falling foul of the new rules before they've actually got fully au fait with them, because all of the legislation's changing. Nobody wants to be the first one to fall foul of it and then end up getting slammed with 20-point deductions and whatever else. So it'd be a fine line. It's almost like F1 where you don't know whether your engine's good or not until you get into it and you can see what everybody else has done.
Yeah. No, I think, but I think the club will. I don't think the club are that daft. I think they will be employing somebody to go through those fucking rule books.
Absolutely, yeah.
With a fine tooth comb and looking how we can exploit them or take real advantage to best suit us. So, in answer to that, Cal, fuck off. Next one. Ian Ward says, we've already done that one, sorry. And Pat Gallagher says, Graham Smith made a great point on OTB. On the ball. Square ball. I think the square ball he means. The fact criticism in relation to Naka and Nonto, etc., being poor doesn't wash when you look at how Justin and Gruev have taken their chances. Great point. Absolutely great point. Because they've come in and they have been they've become mainstays in the team now, and reliable mainstays as well. I think more importantly. So yeah, I think the Tanaka and Nonto criticism is more than
Tanaka,
fair.
I think Tanaka's played better when he started rather than when he's been introduced into the game at the latter stages, and I think there is an actual tweet confirming that somewhere. I've seen something. He does a lot better. He's a lot tidier. He's a lot more effective from a starting than he is from a sub appearance. Nonto, jury's out on Nonto.
He started at the weekend against an average Birmingham side. It didn't look good.
I know.
I agree. But what I'm trying to say is these are and I know they haven't got minutes in the legs, and it's hard. But these are professional footballers that train 3 or 4 times a week in situations, in game situations. And we should have looked a class above, especially when you think how good we were last season with Tanaka and Nonto playing. Albeit, yes, it's a new system and not all systems suit all players. But I think for me, how many excuses can you make until they've not had enough minutes? With every reason, they should be more fresh. They should be fresher.
They should have been raring to go. I think that we might
and trying to take those opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have absolutely battered them. I think I'd be quite happy to see a couple of those players, aforementioned players, have the axe swung at them in the summer. I think. Yeah,
there's a few, and I think we might we'll change our minds once or twice again, probably both ways before the end of the season on certain players because they'll come in and have a handful of good games or whatever. So, moving on, beat me to it, Luke. Definitely an Aronson from Wish. He's on about Buonanotte, I think. Herbert's asked me to do the Bristol accent.
How
for
come
the
you
rest
didn't
of the
pronounce
pod.
his name?
Whose?
That guy's name? That guy previously.
Whose? What was it?
I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his name.
I didn't
That's
see
what
it.
I'm asking you. All right, okay.
Let me find it.
Nah, don't worry about it. Move on. You'll be there forever.
Oh, all right. I nearly found it as well. Anyway, moving on. Do the Bristol accent for the rest of the pod? Absolutely fucking not. And
that is good with
finally,
accents.
Yeah, Leeds are really good, and they are going to finish 6th in the league from Harrison. That's M's littlest boy. So thanks,
not
Harrison,
Jack.
for the
Yeah,
not Jack. I don't think Jack Harrison's mum won't be on here. Let's be honest.
That is true. Definitely would not be on here.
And if she was, she wouldn't be for long because we can't fucking stand you.
Right at the end, so the video right at the end, the closing video, you're talking about his mum, and then I go and talk about Harrison as well.
RH7377. RH.
RH.
So thanks for the comment.
So that's it. If he's Irish.
Other comment. We do get a lot of Irish.
That Irish name probably means like Michael or Howard or something.
Yeah, no. Have you seen how they spell Neve?
Oh, it's mental.
Oh yeah,
I like it. I really like it. It's fucking crazy. Niamh.
And Siobhan. Sayabhan.
Siobhan. When I was younger, I once called someone Siobhan. I was really, really young. I went, Siobhan? Is that your name? It's Siobhan. Oh, no, fucking hell.
Fucking not. Have you seen how they spell it?
I kind of looked at it and went, did they sneeze when they were typing it out at registry office? Like, how the fuck did you get that from?
I reckon it was because Irish people were notoriously pissed all the time, and actually that's the reason. They just thought,
Just tipped
the mum says, call us Siobhan. Okay, it's spelled like that. Siobhan. Or Neve. Oh, yeah, Niamh.
Not Scrabble.
Scrabble tiles, even. I don't ask me. I'm fucking stupid.
Moving on. Let's move on. Villa away this weekend.
Oh,
how do we see it going? It's going to be a tough game.
Fucking hell. Yeah, we're going to lose.
I think we'll lose. I think we'll lose quite comfortably as well, yeah.
They're really good, unfortunately. I mean, I say unfortunately, I don't mind them that much. There are a couple of players in there, like McGinn tried to murder Archie when he played for us, and Dean Smith was there, and I hated him then. But they're all right. They're a bit vanilla.
It was the give the goal thing for me, and the way John Terry was in fucking Bielsa's face. I just can't ever forgive him for that.
All of that.
And I'm not.
But that was Terry and Smith and all of that, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
They're just a bit now.
Yeah, but they are good, and they should have been relegated that season.
Villa.
They should have been relegated. Stayed up by virtue of goal line technology, didn't they?
And now they're flying. Yeah. They're as you say, they're a very, very good side. Morgan Rogers, great player. They've got
he's so good.
Some real dangerous players. Tielemans and I mean they've got an abundance of talent there. I fear the worst. I'll be honest, and I think it probably could come at a bad time for us right now to be getting a hiding. When we look at the games we've got coming up, we've got City at home straight after as well. We take a few big results in these next few games, then it's questions and flaps in it. 50 pence, 20 pence again.
But I'm more confident to face City than I am Villa away, if I'm honest.
Maybe, but I don't know. But I'm fucking shitting myself from both, if I'm honest.
The result last time out goes a long way to. Yeah, you could look at those fixtures and think, well, Chelsea really always won, and then there's Man City coming up, and there's Villa coming up, and you could be forgiven for thinking it's a really tough run. We're going to have to get something after this.
What's Chelsea got to do with it?
No,
we played well against them.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Looking through that run, before we started the run, you could have been forgiven for thinking, shit, we're not going to get a lot out of that. But we did that, if you remember, in the run up to Villa and Man City before, and looking beyond
and
it
Liverpool
at Chelsea again, Liverpool twice, Palace that were flying at that time. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is you can't fucking predict a Farkey team. Not right now.
No, and that's right. And it's quite a nice position to be in, because we know we can go toe to toe with these sides, but we know if they're on their game on their day and we're not, it's suicide going down there and trying to get, try and play football and win. I'd be happy to go down there and sit behind, play for a point or whatever and try and shit house a point like we did, against Liverpool. And I just feel that if it comes now, this is probably the last third of the season that we're creeping into now, and it's a bad time to start getting, first of all, some hidings, but some poor performances as well that could go into games that we probably should be really competitive in. Palace away, Brentford at home, Sunderland at home as well. These are games where we're probably going to be looking to pick up points, but if we go into the back of it, go into them on the back of 2 hidings from Villa and City, we all know how difficult it is to get out of that sort of rut, that's my biggest fear, is that we don't play well, I think, or don't. It's not necessarily that we don't get anything out of the games, because I don't fully expect to get anything from either of those, if I'm honest. And if I'm brutally honest, those two are both chasing Arsenal. So we are at different stages of the season and different positions in the league, and different, we've got different priorities right now. So yeah, I think for me, it's coming out of those games firstly unscathed, without any big injuries and suspensions, but also with some, with our heads held high, that we can take into some very, very winnable games coming up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And in terms of priorities, obviously, I don't know if you saw the game against Newcastle, but it was fucking batshit crazy. So they've been knocked out of the cup now. So the league is is their only focus, isn't it? Really, finishing. They're desperate for Champions League. I don't think they're going to go win the league. I think it's Arsenal's to lose. I don't think anybody's going to take it away from them, unfortunately. But they're going to be desperate to turn, because their home form's not been brilliant recently. They're going to be desperate to want to turn that around. So we might be playing them at a bad time, but equally, we're still doing all right. And if you look at the points per game that we've had since half time against Man City, and I know that we keep referring back to that, but our form has been good since that time. And we've been competing. Even when we've not been winning, we've been competitive, and I think that stands us in good stead. Albeit, we struggled against Birmingham, and we went 2 down against Chelsea. Yeah, fine, but we showed the mettle to get through those games, and we just need to make sure that we make that count. And even if we are getting beat, that we're not getting a tonking. That it's by the odd goal, and then you come out of it and go, do you know what? They're going for title. We've come out and been beat by the odd goal, fine. Because Farkey can say that to his players and say, we've competed, we've done well against some very, very good opposition. Let's take that into your Sunderland and the other side and be competitive there. Because we should have got a win against Sunderland at their place. I know they were affected by AFCON, but they knew they were going to be at the start of the season. I've got no sympathy for that. They planned on doing that, and it's worked out for them. Yeah. But we need to make that form real account off the back of these 2 games if we don't pick anything up. But you can't write this side off. They've got so much character about them. You can't write them off.
No. Smarty, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. No, I think we just need to. I think we just need to play out, but it's play the way we can do. I would expect to see a 3-5-2. Okafor, I've just seen a couple of the people in the chat talking about Okafor and a hamstring injury, but I would have thought that he'd have probably played Aronson up there with him with DCL anyway. Would we go to a more of a prominent front 2, having Metcha and DCL, kind of do a Chelsea on them? That was a question I was going to ask both of you two, but obviously I'll let you come round to how we think we're going to set up against Villa anyway. But yeah, I think we just need to just play how we can. You know, and it's simple in it, and it's really easy to say, but we've done so well over these last few weeks and months, you know, and like Gilly said, you know, I think we just need to just settle ourselves down a little bit, not start going a bit, oh fucking hell, he's Villa away, you know, let's just calm down and say, right, we've played these difficult games before, we've come out, you know, looking pretty good out of them all. I think, you know, we just need to just calm down and crack on. Because at the end of the day, there are going to be teams that are looking at us and thinking, yeah, they're not going to get many points out of the next couple of games, and they could be right. But, you know, they also said that they said that about us, you know, before Christmas, playing Scum and Liverpool and Chelsea, etc. So, again, you know, we just got to get his heads down and crack on, and hopefully get out with maybe a couple of points or 3.
That leads me on then. What do you think we'll get anything from either of those 2 games, Gilly?
I mean, you like to think so, but it's going to be really, really tough. And I think that because of where they are, you know, you talk, we're playing second and then we're playing third. Oh, sorry, other way around, isn't it? At the minute, Villa are above them at the minute. No, Villa are not above them at the minute. We're playing Villa first. I knew I'd got something wrong somewhere. You play third and then second in league. To go into that knowing that you're able to compete and to come out of it knowing you aren't being tonked, I think you kind of hold your head up high. As a fan, you don't want to go into a game thinking, oh, we're going to get tonked. And I'm not. He's turned that around, because pre-Man City, I think a lot of us were going, is he the right man for the job? Do we need to make a change? And you know, we keep referring back to it, but all right, do anyway. But yeah, so I think it wouldn't be the massive shock if we got something, but it's going to be tough. And I think if you come out of Chelsea, Villa, Man City with 2 points, actually that's a pretty good return from those games.
No, I agree. I mean, I'd be happy with a point from either. I think they're a proverbial, and I don't like to use this, free hit. I don't think anyone's expecting really anything. But as somebody said quite recently in the comments, that you know, we went behind at Chelsea, we went behind at Liverpool, and we I think one of the things we've certainly got is that team togetherness. I think that's down to, again, to recruitment. I think we've got that again. I think we lost that maybe between between getting Marsh back in, really. I think between losing Marsh and bringing Farkey in, from losing Bielsa and bringing Farkey in. I think between those areas, not necessarily the playing staff, but we lost that team ethos, if you like, about actually playing for one another and putting your bodies on the line and all that sort of thing. That just went out the window, and it became a game of just trying to get a point and trying to get, try and pick up wins and whatever else, and so that came secondary. But I think now we are in a position where, it looks like you see the training videos. They're a good bunch of lads. They all seem to be getting on with each other. So I think that's certainly one thing we've got. And you look at Forest and Spurs. I've had a change of managers again. It's not going to work for one of them. They can't both twist here and it come off for them both. So
especially bringing in the manager that didn't get had 10 games with Wolves at the start of the season, didn't get a win. I mean that's
I think Forest
that's incredible.
Have really shot themselves in the foot, haven't they? I think Forest might be the ones that go down. I mean, West Ham have had a bit of resurgence anyway, and they're looking like might be okay. And Forest, and I mean, do we throw away Tottenham and Palace? Seem to be a bit hit and miss as well.
Brighton are dropping like it's done though.
Brighton again. I don't think Brighton will go down. Yeah, Palace might be in it, but I think it'll be Forest personally.
Brighton are only 1 point ahead of us, and they haven't won in 6.
And they've to come to Elland Road as well, haven't they? In fact, is it an evening kick-off against Brighton as well?
It's 3 o'clock currently, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but I don't think they've changed all the times for those yet in April and May.
Man City at home's in 5:30, so but it's Sunderland that's a late one, isn't it?
Yeah. Sunderland's 7:30, isn't it? I think for me, where we are as clubs comparatively with Villa and City, we've got to be happy with at least a point against both of those, haven't we? Realistically,
I'd snap your hand off. I mean, if we don't get a win, half the Twitterverse will lose their minds and say that we need to sack him and that Fark's an arsehole and blah, 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 blah. But realistically, to get anything out of these next 2 games would be wonderful.
Yeah, agreed. Cool. Anything else? I know we need to do the...
Brighton haven't won in 13. So I were only looking at the most recent form, but they haven't won in 13.
That would be funny.
They are dropping like a stone.
If they came to us and we could call Jorginho character and tell him that he's too shit to play for Leeds whilst clapping him as well.
I won't clap.
We love you, but you're a fucking... See you next Tuesday. I'm not going to say it because it's you two. It's you two that are naughty.
We were naughty last time.
I don't get this big loving for Jorginho. I thought it was exciting.
Fuck them all. Fuck Archie Gray. Fuck Jorginho Rutter. And fucking all the rest of the wankers that decided to jump ship for a little bit of cash. We bloody hounded Ross McCormack for doing the exact same thing. And every other fucker that's done it, all the rest. So bollocks to them all. I hope fucking Archie Gray goes... I hope they sell him to some shit team and he fucking... That's the last we see of him. And Jorginho Rutter, I hope he's
young
fucking
boys.
awesome.
That's right.
Well, fuck him. I'm trying to be really nice because I actually don't mind them. But,
There's your rant.
I have to remind myself that I'm not playing online at the minute. And say the things I would normally say.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, you do need to avoid that because that will get us banned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. Right, let's close out the stock of the week. So, shit take of the week, end of the poll as follows. So, with 9%, Ramazani backflipping into Prem. In third place was Bring Back Willie Fuck It with 22%. In second place, there's only 1% between the two tonight, the winners. Falcao after for his win and winning this week's shit take of the week was to swap the Berra song for Ale 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 and stop singing it because that'll never get stopped.
A worthy win.
A worthy winner. Great stuff. We've rambled on tonight quite a bit, and we've now got one more part of the show which we do every week, which I'm hoping Gilly has prepped for. Take it away, Mr. Ramskill.
I have, yeah. Unfortunately, I've not prepped a video, so apologies for that, but there will be one for next time round.
I get stuff.
But yeah, each week we like to talk about Andy's Man Club because it's very important that we get into it. So if you're going through a storm or recently been through one and you're a man over 18, perhaps Andy's Man Club Leeds may be able to help you. With venues in Horsforth, Kirkstall, Pudsey, Central Leeds, Hunslet, Seacroft and Morley, open 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Monday barring bank holidays. They also run weekly, monthly social events with the aim to get men talking and to smash the stigma around men's mental health. Details of the venues and everything they're doing is at Andy's Man Club Leeds Facebook, so give them a follow and help spread the word. And do bear in mind that if you're not in Leeds, it's the same principle wherever you are. It's Monday nights and there are branches all over the place. So if you're not in Leeds, but if you want to talk to somebody, then do so. And remember that Andy's Man Club will have a branch somewhere near you. So have a look for that as well.
Yeah, thank you. And just on the back of that, thoughts out to Joe still, who's kicking Riyadh's ass at the minute. Well done, Joe. Hope you're watching. Yeah, I think we're back this weekend. Who's on? It won't be us lot, will it? It'll be them two mongrels.
It'll be Bilbo and Gandalf, won't it? It's been us three for a few shows now.
It has.
I think we should leave it like this. Let them do all being season. We'll do all important stuff.
It is Bilbo and Gandalf. It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, it is usually how it's done. It's usually whoever's not in this bit they do the.
Yeah, I couldn't remember whether it was before or after. That's all.
Yeah,
and this one's a bit anomalous, isn't it? Because it's a cup one that wasn't really.
All right, Gilly, stop it with your long fucking words. We don't care. Let's finish.
Fucking 8 letters. Shit.
Fucking word nonsense.
8 letters. ANONEMOLOUS. It's 11 letters you'd have to add.
All right, I can't count. I'm just good with words.
I might be wrong, actually. That I might have spelled it wrong. Everybody, thank you ever so much for joining. I definitely spelled it wrong then. Thanks ever so much for joining. Thanks for your comments as ever. Do like and subscribe if you don't already. And after 2 hours, come back and what's it called? Jive the video? What's it called? Hype the video?
4 hours, I think it is, isn't
Jive.
it? But it is hype.
Jive the video.
Jive the video.
Take it for a dance with your grandma.
We're back on. Well, didn't they do that to blind date music as well, and jiving?
I don't fucking know. I'm not as old as you. I was watching Gladiators. I was too busy watching Jet on Gladiators.
There is one thing I have missed before we do go tonight, so there will be a short video before the outro. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see you soon.
Have you ever wanted to wear your questionable football opinions? Now you can. OKB has teamed up with Back4 to make some merch. Start small with an embroidered patch. Stick it anywhere. No, not there. Then there's t-shirts. Multiple designs, colours, sizes, all guaranteed to make your mate say, "You paid money for that." Mugs. No, not Jane Carl. Actual mugs. For your brew. For your tears. For both. Hoodies, same deal. Multiple designs, colours, sizes. Ideal for pretending you're fine after getting battered off an ESL team. And snapbacks, because nothing says midlife crisis like flat brim confidence. Or no better merch, available now at the Back4 shop. Go on, treat yourself. Or don't, you'll regret it later.
Yes, I do get told off by Gilly if I don't play that before we finish.
Buy a fucking mug, you bastards. Spend all my fucking summer holiday in pissing Lanzarote for you fuckers not to buy anything. Put your pissing hands in your fucking pockets, swines.
I think there's actually.
Please.
I don't know where it's gone, but we used to have a little postcode. Yeah, Jay's been fiddling again. Anyway,
yeah, he's a fucking fiddling little fucker, isn't he?
A post-it stamp like in the top corner. There used to be a little QR code, but Jay's been fiddling again. There we are. So yeah, if you want to scan that, then you can go buy something. But if you don't, you don't. Take care. I'll see you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
It's all to know better. We all to know much better than letting Carl go on with Jay. Luke's calling out bad weathers, and Smarty is no better, and Gilly gets fan mail again. But every time we go live,
shit take has been
can't speak or even tell the time.
It's more toys out the pram.
It's all
if I see his mother in the stands,
much better.
I'm
this
gonna
is
crack
show for tonight. And if you like these weapons and you don't think that balance, please go check out our merch site. Good night.
Little tosser, and I hate him. He's shit. He's average, and he's a shit house.